Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Marketwatch. This is episode 9, over 2 weeks of Marketwatch every Friday, where we talk through the Grand Exchange rises, falls, and any big updates in the game of Runescape. So this week is probably the biggest update week we've had this year. Necromancy has been released. With Necromancy's release, there has been quite a surge in certain item prices, new items in the game, and quite a demand on the Necromancy skill supplies. So if you wanted to go through all the posts about Necromancy, they're all on the homepage. But in terms of skill, it's been, in my opinion, very well done. Very good, and there's not been too many issues with it, which normally for a skill, you normally do get some. However, the Grand Exchange is completely all over the place because of the new items. Now, bonus XP is also finished, so items which are sort of peaked because of bonus XP weekend have now decided to go down. They've now gone down as a result because there's less demand on them, and basically all the Necromancy items, especially those which are quite invaluable, have spiked massively. So let's go through the price rises and we'll see if there's anything worth picking up. Now, the one item which has really gone well from this is Ashes. So it turns out, even though Ashes are 580 GP each, they're more around 7 to 8k, or at least they were yesterday when I was buying some for some greater ink. These have gone through the roof, and it's getting to the point now where like fire making is almost decent profit, like a couple mil per hour because of the Ashes, because of that price. Now, I don't think fire making will make like any massive profit or anything, but if you're doing things like bonfires and you get spirits, definitely loot them because you'll make a nice little bit on the side just from the Ashes loots, which are linked to the spirits, as well as the charms as well. But it's something which used to be discarded and wasn't really worth the bank space in your bank, is now worth quite a bit, and if you're planning to do Necromancy, it will be very useful as well. Along with that, Slayer wildcards are here. However, I do think in the future these are going to start to go down. With the promos over the bonus XP weekend, these came into the game a lot more frequently. I must have got 100 on each account. And not only that, I think the promos since they've come through quite frequently as well. So they'll definitely be going down because the demand is starting to come in now properly through the treasure hunter. Overloads had two sorts of like demands, and I think the reason it's jumped this much now is because it includes the Necromancy potion. Yeah, looking at that, it's jumped because of the Necromancy potion, although I will check that on the main account just to make sure that's right. However, overloads will have demand because with the overload maintaining your stats, it will definitely be something beneficial both for Necromancy training. So the walls we've got here, full phase, spring, winter and summer. These are linked to the new Necromancy armor, which is the best way to train Necromancy is to have the armor with it. You can get by with hybrid armor till about level 70, but as soon as you get to 80, that's where you really benefit from it. But you need to upgrade the armor as you go along, so there is the demand for the wall here. Again, something like that from player-owned farms, it's very limited supply, so it will go up. The subjugation pieces, again, are broken down or used, so you've got two things working with subjugation. You've got the subjugation getting taken out of the game, but then you also have the demand from people in the game for Necromancy wanting subjugation to be able to upgrade their armor. And also as a little side thing as well, subjugation is actually a pretty decent non-degradable magic training armor, so you've got that demand as well. So subjugation I think could go up on a little bit more of a run. Normal Zami would be like nice in AFK and decent profit if you wanted to sort of have a bit of a break from the Necromancy grind. Aggression flasks, because of how Necromancy is a skill, it's AFK, so aggression potion helps to aid that. It means that you can just not look at your screen. Elder frames still got some room to go. The others I think will sort of slow down over the next couple of weeks now, but elder frames I believe is still around 100k. Spider silk, mystic pieces are for upgrading your Necromancy armor. The scrimshaw of sacrifice is actually quite high, and this links to a method with the mimic. Apparently the mimic can make profit at the minute because of these scrimshaws which are dropping, and quite decent profits as well. It's definitely something I'm going to be checking on the main account at some point once we've sort of got to a level of Necromancy I'm quite happy with. Orichalcum bar's gone up because of Necromancy, although the bar side of it really wasn't like as vital as what it was made out. It really weren't that bad. Robes of subjugation, 52.7 mil, that's because of the price of the other stuff. Elverlight, Silverall going up, and Wings of War. So there's always like some archaeology stuff going up and down and balancing out. More frames, Magic, Arcadia, Willow. Again, just trying to find their price and just level out to where they need to be. Uncut Red Topaz, Man, I suppose. Stormguard Steel again, like the other pieces, it will just be because of demand. Wyvern Bones because of Necromancy. And as we scroll down now, these are the new Necromancy items. So Leather Necroplasm, this currently sold for 3.1k on one of my accounts this morning, so that's got plenty of room to move. We've got the regular Ritual Candle and the Ghostly Ink, which are very good methods to making money from the Necroplasm. They're sort of your second tier in. You got the basic, which you buy from the shop, then it's regular, and then it works its way up to 2 other tiers after that. Impure Essence is what you make through the use of rituals, and you're able to craft all these 3 runes. Now, in terms of like what you can do first, it's Spirit, then Bone, then Flesh, then Miasma. These will take a while to sort of settle out on where they're going to be, because I don't think, as people get higher in Necromancy, the demand for runes are going to get higher, and I don't think that's sort of like settled out yet. People need to get to the level before it really settles where it's going to sit. Meat Pie is because it's needed to upgrade your weapons. There might be a few methods where pies are actually like decent GP. I bought a fish pie the other day for 200k because I just couldn't be bothered to make it. Again, it's what we always say, like people would rather pay a stupid price than do it themselves. Take advantage and do that as well. Great Ghostly Ink, this is the step up from the normal Ghostly Ink, and that will be a decent price. That will be like in the 100k mark. U-frames, done on the bond account. These have still got a bit more to settle. 20k isn't the normal price. Molten Barricade is a cosmetic which is sort of gone out of the game, so there's no like supply, so these will steadily go up. Sliske armor, because it's level 70 in hybrid, is what people are using till they get to like the 80 mark. Apparently these are selling for 100 mil each, which if it is, it's mental. I'm not sure I quite believe it, but again, this market and this demand and people wanting to like do Necromancy as quick as possible, any price could happen. Spectral, because it was linked to Necromancy, although with it being a shield, I don't think it would be anything too special. I bought one for 35 mil just in case. It bought straight on the beginning of update day, so yeah, it wasn't too bad. Elder Plank settling out now. Still think it's a little bit longer because the frame will be more towards 100k. Dragonkin Bones, they're the first best soul bone of the second upgrade, so they'll be going up as well. Again, Necromancy supplies. Apple Pie is because it's linked to upgrading your armors, so have a look at what pies are needed, and it might be worthwhile spending some time making them and selling them why they're so expensive anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much the price rises. A lot of them is from double XP stuff. A lot of them is still from the 4th Room Free update, which I can't believe like frames still haven't had their price sorted because they've been here for weeks now. And then the rest and what the future is going to be is dominated by Necromancy stuff, which just needs to find its price, and it will just be rising for a while, similar to how all the other updates stuff have been. Just got to find the price. But there's a few things in here which are massively over their GE price. So if you're going to sell anything, like especially Necromancy items, make sure to check your margins. Buy one at like 100k and you'll get your money back after you find the price. But at least you'll know what you need to be selling at rather than like just throwing it in at medium price. So price falls. So let's have a look. So we've got the anima, which is all absolutely hit ground. It's not just one now. It all seems to be all sort of like spiraling downwards, and it's all gone wrong for that. Keys of the Crossing, the 1 mil key was a dream. It's now gone. I think with the update to the Magister, it's just completely like nosedived as a result. The crafting and fletching cleaners, they were a great idea, and they were a great sort of thinking behind what we could do with these sort of thing. But the artisanal gears are just too expensive to bring in any value. And there's no way to use them out of like your junk components or anything like that. If you could use like components you didn't need to make them, then you possibly had a way of like pulling money out of invention. But no, because of that, it's just not working. So we're going to go through a lot of things which are going to absolutely no dive because bonus XP weekend or bonus XP week has finished. So the Extreme Ranger Potion is on its way down, Dwarf Weed is on its way down, Mahogany Plank is now nearly 1k each. This is one to keep an eye out for because we did see it at this point a while ago and it had the chance of bonus XP like raising the price back up. For me, if these hit 800 GP each, that's when I'd stock up for a bonus XP weekend, because it would still be a viable investment anyway. Zamorak Hilt, again, because people are doing Zami, like the non-subjugation Zami drops are just going to go through the floor. Potato Cactus had its chance, and I wonder what it peaked at. So it peaked at 8.3k on its way down. Again, demand's gone down due to the end of bonus XP. Uncut diamonds, very cheap crafting XP again. After a bonus XP weekend are on its way down. We are pretty much going into uncharted territories with the diamonds at how cheap they actually are. Again, if you want 99 crafting or 120 crafting really cheap, do it with diamonds because it's so quick and so cheap. But saying that in another breath, you do make money with crafting. So I possibly advise like do the other methods and make profit. Elemental anima stones, absolute flesh, primal extract, gren walls, super defense. See a lot of like bonus XP items now which are peak. And this is what I would normally do as well. Like if I, on the back of a bonus XP, I'd be looking at certain items I want to do on the next one. Waiting to see like where they've peaked, where their lowest was. So roughly you know whereabouts you need to be. And when they get to a point where they're really cheap, buy then and just sit it in your bank. Obviously you're going to need the cash for it to be able to survive without sat in your bank. But this is what we do this channel for, and this is why we show money making methods, is so that if a chance comes up with some really cheap materials for skilling, you can buy them, have them in your bank ready for a bonus XP weekend, and then you can either make it for really cheap XP or you can sell it for profit. It's whatever you want. It's whatever you want to do. And in terms of the rest of the items, just really cheap potions like crashing now. We've got planks. Grapes are on the way down. And again, this is one which is like mad cooking XP, which is now at the lowest they've been. They have bounced a bit, but I'd be interested to see like next week what price grapes get to, whether they're still in the price losses, because they are a very good cooking XP. Dragonstone's 4.5k, too cheap, and there's some archaeology soil as well, which could be worth picking up. Yeah, a lot of bonus XP weekend items are in the losses this week, but it was to be expected. It's pretty much how it always is. But it's a chance for you to look through and think, maybe I want to train that on the next bonus XP, maybe I want to buy it now, or maybe I want to invest in it now. This is the time to have a look at some items, work out where they got cheap. So for an example, the extreme ranging potion. So if I was to look at buying this, I'd go for 6 months because then you've got 2 bonus XP weekends. Actually, that's a bad example because Necromancy kind of played with that one. Actually, I'll tell you what, we'll do it with a mahogany plank again. So for the 6 months, we can see 2 bonus XP weekends. And these will be like when it's bounced heavily. So here, I imagine was when the last bonus XP weekend because it took a quite a big nosedive. This is where it sort of stopped before it sort of started to build back up for a bonus XP. So I know for like a mahogany plank, anytime it's sort of touching 1k, it's sort of touching cheapest territory. It will never go back to this price because frames are now an option, and frames are where like the construction world will be now because it's just more FK and it's better XP. But I would look at buying it like 800 GP and then hold it, and then it might not go to 1.5k again, it might go to 1.3k, and then you are making some money off it. But that's just my opinion. Obviously you guys do, obviously I'm not telling you guys what to do with your money, do what you want with your GP, but that's how I sort of work out things to invest in. And sometimes if I show you the bank on the main account, if I've got a big stack of something, that's normally why, because I saw it, it's cheap. And sometimes I'll make money on it, or sometimes I'll just use it for skilling. In terms of the most valuable, we're going to have a quick look, because we did have some comments on the last episode to say, look, we like to have a look at stuff like that. So we'll always do it if you guys want to see it. So nothing really changing in terms of the rares. With Necromancy, I didn't expect it to be this quick. Someone already got 99 within 24 hours. So it might not have that big of an impact on like combat stuff, or it really shouldn't have an impact on combat stuff. But the rares are where the value will be stored, so they will never really get hit. Birdlast Guardian down to 2.6 bill though. That could be something I'll look at on the main account, definitely. Under max cash nearly for Fractured Staff of Armor. And we do have like little bits dropping off. Appraisal Codex is that price because it's linked to Necromancy. It's got its demand back. So from Necromancy, it's pretty much doubled back up in price. But it's good because it's given AOD like some worthwhile, even though the Appraisal Core and Wand are still bank. But yeah, in terms of the expensive side of the gears and armors, nothing really shifting too much. In Soul Die check, 320 mil. Nox weapons as well, about in the 300 mark, which is the highest they've been in a little while as well. The Scythe is 400 mil, which is good. But yeah, that's pretty much this week Marketwatch in RuneScape 3. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please leave me a like. Please subscribe to the channel. Obviously, we'll do these every week as long as you guys still enjoy them. So make sure to smash that like button. And I'll see you guys next week for next week's Marketwatch episode.